Today I'm going to talk about my experience using 9 different cards for my travel expenses and which I think is the best. I was in Malaysia and on 29th September I decided to do an experiment to see the rates of each travel card. If you want to sign up for any of them, remember to use my link in the description box below for sign up rewards. Also, things change all the time, so subscribe to my Telegram for updates and great deals. To make things fair, all of these transactions were done around the same time at the same shop, Daiso if you have to know. I use a self-checkout counter of course to avoid inconveniencing the cashier staff. I'll split the cards into 2 groups. The first category of cards don't have any requirements and we are just comparing what can give us the absolute best exchange rate. These cards will not have any minimum spend or other requirements. The second group of cards require a little bit of work because there's some requirement like minimum spend or exchanging points for rebates or miles, and we can't really say that they are straightforward. Before we begin, it's worth noting that the exchange rate that day, according to MasterCard, was 1 SGD to 3.194 ringgit, and Visa's rate was also around the same. Every single card was charged 5.90 ringgit, which should work out to 1.85 Sing dollars according to MasterCard and Visa's exchange rates. So I'm going to start with the first group, and in 4th place is BigPay. The 5.90 ringgit item I bought cost me 1.87 Sing dollars on BigPay. And the app states that the exchange rate between SGD and Malaysian ringgit was 1:3.155, which can be said to be about 1.2 to 1.3% markup from the Visa rate. I'm pretty surprised to see BigPay do so badly here, especially in its home ground country. Well, anyway, you can still get a sign up reward when you use my link and code for BigPay, and you can find it in the description box below. Your first ATM withdrawal is free with a fee of 2% thereafter, and for the life of me, I cannot find out whether or not it's the first per month, per year, or per lifetime. Moving on, in 3rd place, we have Revolut, which transaction was 1.84 Sing dollars, which isn't too bad. The exchange rate was 1 SGD to 3.2168 Malaysian ringgit, which is actually 0.7% better than the MasterCard's rate. But Revolut also charged me 2 cents of fee, and the fee made Revolut come in only at 3rd place because effectively I was paying 1.86 Sing dollars for this transaction. If you need to withdraw cash, Revolut gives you 5 free withdrawals or up to $350 per month. Anything above is charged at 2% or 1.49 Sing dollars, whichever is higher. Also in 3rd place is Mari credit card. While the app doesn't show the exchange rate, a little bit of calculation tells me that 1 SGD is to 3.089 Malaysian ringgit. This is actually 3.29% worse than the MasterCard's rate, which is to be expected because Mari's credit card foreign exchange fee is 3%. It does, however, give a 3% cashback until end of 2025, so this brings our total cost to 1.86 as well. Well, it's still great for Shopee spending, so check out the sign up promo in the description box below. Mari credit card currently cannot be used for ATM withdrawals. At 2nd place, we have good old U-Trip with 1 SGD is to 3.189 Malaysian ringgit, which gives us just 1.85 Sing dollars for this transaction. iChange, if you remember this app, also gives us the exact same rate. These rates are almost the same as what Visa and MasterCard give, with just about 0.16% deviation. U-Trip also allows for free cash withdrawals up to $400 per month with a 2% fee thereafter, while iChange charges a $5 withdrawal fee per overseas ATM transaction. At 1st place, we have the newly launched Trust Cashback card. The exchange rate here was 1 SGD to 3.188 Malaysian ringgit, which is almost the same as U-Trip or iChange, so my item came out to be $1.85 Sing dollars. However, Trust Cashback card also gives 1% cashback. For this 1.85 Sing dollar transaction, I was given 2 cents of cashback, making it 1.83 Sing dollars, which is the cheapest amongst all the cards so far. Sign up with my promo code and get a scratch card worth $5 to $1,000. See the description box for more details. As a credit card, it's not advisable to use this card for ATM withdrawals as it will be considered a cash advance with high interest. So you will want to rely on the Trust Link card instead, which lets you withdraw cash directly from your Trust Bank account without a fee or cash advance interest. Also at 1st place is Instagram Amaze linked to the Amaze wallet. To be perfectly clear, this is not the option where you link a credit card to Amaze, that will come later, but instead top up the wallet using PayNow. When you're using Instagram Amaze with the Amaze wallet instead of linking a credit card, it can give pretty good exchange rates, and in my case, it was 1 SGD to 3.224 Malaysian ringgit, which was somehow 0.94% better than the MasterCard rate. This lets Amaze come in at just 1.83 Sing dollars for my transaction. On top of that, Amaze also credits Insta Points, which is equivalent to 0.5% of rebate, but this is provided your transaction is at least $10 and above, so I didn't get any Insta Points in this transaction. But if your transactions are indeed $10 and up, and you can get enough Insta Points to redeem your rebates, Amaze is indeed an amazing choice for your overseas spend. Amaze typically charges 2% fee for ATM withdrawals, but they are currently waiving it until end of 2024. So if you are looking for the absolute best rates when spending overseas with a card, I would say that Trust Cashback Card or Instagram Amaze are great choices. From my testing, Instagram Amaze gives really good exchange rates and the additional 0.5% rebate provided you are able to get enough Insta points. Trust Cashback Card, on the other hand, is a credit card, so it lets you have the added benefit of letting your cash sit in your account longer, and that added interest is also a form of cashback. Financial products are like work tools. Some are easy to use and understand, while some are like power tools, best left to those who are more experienced. Using power tools can help us accomplish some tasks much quicker, but misusing them can result in great harm. Contract for difference or CFDs is one such tool. CFDs are financial derivatives that allow traders to gain a larger exposure to an asset like a stock with a relatively small capital outlay. This magnifies profits from the price movement of a particular asset. Of course, losses are also magnified. This is called leverage and it can be as profitable as it is risky. Leverage trading can be risky and is not for everyone, but having more knowledge on how a particular tool works is always a good thing. To better help you understand how to use CFDs, I've teamed up with IG to break it all down in a detailed article linked below. IG lets you start a demo account and practice trading with $200,000 of virtual funds without risking a single dollar of your own. At the same time, you'll get access to exclusive educational content from IG Academy, which includes informative videos teaching you everything from currency trading to simply using the IG app, as well as webinars and training sessions you can join free of charge. Take a look at the article in the link below and you can also check out the sign up promo. Moving on to the second category of cards that require a bit more work, we start off with UOB Preferred Platinum Visa in third place. My 5.90 Malaysian Ringgit transaction was 1.91 Sing dollars, making the exchange rate a pretty bad 1 SGD to 3.089 Malaysian Ringgit, or about 3.29% worse than the Visa rate. This is to be expected since UOB charges 3.25% fee for foreign currency transactions. In return, UOB Preferred Platinum Visa gives 20 miles for every $5 spent or 4 miles per dollar. I won't get any miles because my transaction is just 1.91, which is lower than $5. But if I'm buying a $1,000 item, for example, the 4 miles per dollar can be a significant rebate. If we value miles at 1 cent each, 4 miles per dollar is equivalent to 4% rebate. And if we value miles higher at 1.5 cents each, 4 miles per dollar is equivalent to a 6% rebate. Now, if we assume that our transaction can earn 4 miles per dollar, it will mean that my transaction can be as low as 1.80 to 1.84 Sing dollars, which is actually quite competitive. The story should be the same with cards like UOB Visa Signature, just that it has a minimum spend of $1,000 with a higher spend cap of $2,000. At second place would be using Amaze linked to a credit card like Citi Rewards, which also gives 4 miles per dollar. This gives us an exchange rate of 1 SGD to 3.121 Malaysian Ringgit, and our transaction is $1.89 Sing dollars. This is about 2.26% worse than the MasterCard rate, but we do get 4 miles per dollar from this transaction. Again, 4 miles per dollar can mean 4% or even more rebate depending on your valuation of miles. So we can see this transaction becoming about 1.82 Sing dollars or even 1.78 Sing dollars depending on how much you value your miles. This is why using Instagram Amaze with Citi Rewards is such a great idea overseas, because the overall value proposition is quite good provided you're into miles. At first place, I used Maybank Family and Friends card and the transaction was $1.91 Sing dollars or 1 SGD is to 3.089 Malaysian Ringgit. This is again 3.29% worse than the MasterCard rate due to the 3.25% fee Maybank charges, but in return, Maybank Family and Friends can give a whopping 8% cashback provided you are able to meet the card's minimum spend as well as terms and conditions. See a previous video I did for more details. This means that we can get our transaction to as low as 1.75 Sing dollars, assuming you can meet the requirements, making this a clear winner for Malaysian and Indonesian spend, that is. The story will likely be the same with the newly released DCS Flex, which gives 8% cashback on all foreign currencies, but like the Maybank Family and Friends, you will also need to fulfill a minimum spend and watch the various spending limits to optimize the rewards you can get. And you can find out more info about this card in a recent article I wrote. There's some spending required in categories that give you 6% cashback, so your 8% cashback will be watered down a little bit, but it's still going to be quite a high effective cashback rate. In conclusion, if you want the absolute best value and can meet the conditions, a card like Maybank Family and Friends should work, provided you're spending in Malaysian Ringgit or Indonesian Rupiah, and within the spend limits of the card. If you want something more versatile and outside of these two categories, a card like DCS Flex can get you high cashback too for the best rates possible, provided you are able to meet the conditions. If you want miles, Amaze plus Citi Rewards remain unbeatable, so it's the clear choice for people who like miles. Those who can max out this combo can consider moving on to UOB Preferred Platinum Visa or UOB Visa Signature. I'll do a more in-depth piece comparing all the different options for miles, so stay subscribed for that. If you just want something fast free that gives you the best rates, Trust Cashback Card and Instagram Amaze linked to the Amaze wallets are the best options right now. My advice would be to carry multiple cards and not rely on a single one overseas because foreign transactions can be finicky. After enabling overseas transactions and all, it's still not surprising for a card to be rejected by an overseas payment terminal, so always carry a backup. Do sign up with links found in the description box to support the channel and get some sign up rewards for yourself. Now, of course, this is info as of end September 2024, so let me know if this was something useful so I know whether to update it on a regular basis as things change. So remember to subscribe to the Telegram for updates and great deals. Check out this video for more credit card related stuff, and I'll see you in that video.